Imagine this, your doctor tells you you have high cholesterol. Instead of taking medicine, you walk into your supermarket and grab a bottle of red wine and say, red wine is good for the heart. Millions of people still believe one glass of red wine every day is good for the heart. But is that actually science, or is it one of the biggest health myths ever created? Stay until the end, because the answer surprised even many doctors. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Joseph Gnanaraj. Welcome to DrLogic360, where we separate medical facts from fiction using real science. And today we are putting red wine on trial. Is it a heart medicine or just really good marketing? Let's find out. Before we dive in, here's what we are going to cover in today's video. The big myth, the French paradox, the Resveratrol, what modern science says about the risks of alcohol drinking. Should you start drinking today? What actually works for your heart? And the final takeaway. So stay tuned. Where did the idea that alcohol is good for the heart even come from? It started with something called the French paradox. Scientists noticed that people in France seem to have lower rates of heart disease, even though they ate plenty of cheese and butter and rich foods. Then someone noticed they also drink red wine. Suddenly, red wine became the hero of the story. Poor grapes probably did not even know they were becoming cardiologists. But here's the problem. Just because two things happen together doesn't mean one caused the other. Think about it. Most firefighters are seen at house fires. That doesn't mean firefighters started the fire. That's exactly how many early wine studies worked. Now, you may have heard something called Resveratrol. Resveratrol sounds like a superhero. It's a natural antioxidant found in grape skins, and it could reduce inflammation and help blood vessels. It sounds promising until you hear the next part. A normal glass of red wine contains only a tiny amount of resveratrol. To get the amount used in many lab studies, you would have to drink so much wine. Your liver would resign before your heart thanked you. Not exactly a good health plan. And here's something most people don't know. You can get similar plant compounds from grapes, berries, peanuts, and other healthy foods without getting alcohol. Same family, much less drama. Now here's where things get interesting. Older studies suggested that people who drank small amounts of wine had fewer heart attacks. For years, this became headline news. But scientists asked a smarter question. What if those people were healthier for other reasons? Maybe they exercised more. Maybe they ate a Mediterranean diet. Maybe they smoked less. Maybe they had better health care. Maybe they simply lived healthier lives overall. When newer research removed these factors, the picture changed dramatically. Large modern studies found that alcohol itself was not protecting the heart. In fact, cardiovascular risk generally increased with alcohol consumption. That's a huge shift from what many people believe. Even the American Heart Association now says there isn't enough evidence to recommend drinking alcohol for heart health. In other words, red wine is not a prescription. It's not a cholesterol medicine. And it's definitely not an exercise in a glass. And here's what actually alcohol does to you. Alcohol is not just about antioxidant, it also has risk. Too much alcohol can raise your blood pressure, increase your triglycerides. It could trigger atrial fibrillation. It can weaken the heart muscle. It disturbs your sleep, cause weight gain, damage the liver. And here's something many people don't realize. Alcohol is also linked to several cancers, and particularly in women, it increases the risk of breast cancer. The World Health Organization says when it comes to cancer, there is no completely safe level of alcohol. That's something every person should know before believing that red wine is healthy. So when somebody asks me, should I start drinking red wine for heart health? The simple answer I say is no. If you don't drink, don't start because you think it's good for your heart. There are much better ways to protect your heart, and they are cheaper too. Nobody ever woke up after eating blueberries and said, I shouldn't have had those berries. Right? So if you truly want a heart health, focus on the things that have been proven again and again. Eat more fruits, more vegetables, whole grains, nuts, exercise regularly, control your blood pressure, manage your cholesterol, don't smoke, sleep well, maintain a healthy diet, and control your diabetes. Take medications exactly as prescribed. Those strategies have saved millions of lives, and not wine. So, is red wine a heart medicine? No. Does it contain some interesting plant compounds? Yes. Should those compounds be the reason you start drinking alcohol? Absolutely not. The healthiest heart doesn't come from a wine bottle. It comes from healthy daily habits. If this video cleared up your myth you have heard for years, hit like, subscribe to DrLogic360, and share this video with someone who still believes red wine is good for the heart.